Okay. All right. Well, we're going to just go ahead and get started and record here on Zoom. So we were having a little bit of I was having a little bit of a tech issue on live on Facebook. And so if you're watching this, we pre-recorded, and we're going to just go ahead and post it into our Facebook group. And if you guys have any questions, we can go back and answer questions for you, add links in the comments. So today is our very first in Women's for Wellness in our Facebook group. This is our very first live. The purpose of these lives is to allow members to introduce themselves, showcase their services, what they do, who they are, and anything you have going on right now that you're excited about, that you want to share, promote, if you're open to taking new clients. Really, it's kind of like a Marketing Monday gone live on a different day of the week. So my name's Cruz. I'm an LMFT from California, and I started this Facebook group back in the fall just to have a space for folks that work with women to be able to network, connect, share resources, but outside of the therapy world, to be able to share resources with other professionals who work in other wellness fields, mental health fields, and health fields, so that we could all, share all the wonderful resources we have to support the clients that we work with. So today is our very first event, and we have Brianna Bossard here. She's going to introduce herself, what she does, a little bit about her background, and what services that she's excited about right now. So she's a licensed clinical social worker and a certified yoga teacher. And just you've been in private practice for quite some time, which you'll share, but I know you have a new website designed and everything that's really exciting. So I'd love to hear about everything you're doing.
Yeah, thanks. My name's Brianna Bossard. I'm a licensed clinical social worker in California as well. Well, not as well. You're a marriage and family therapist, but yeah, I've been in practice since 2020. My therapy business is called In Waves Therapy and Movement. I just did a rebranding to add movement into my practice. Over the last year, I've been trying to figure out how I can combine the passion of therapy and movement, and I figured it out. So I provide individual therapy mostly for teens, young adults, parents. I kind of like to see people who are within the LGBTQ community, and then also find myself working with autistic and ADHD individuals as well. So yeah, I am taking new clients, but we'll get there. And I do have something I've been working on that's not quite live yet, but maybe we can talk about it more today.
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the area you serve clients, the platform, in person, virtual, and a little bit about your style modality? You kind of touched on it with the yoga and everything, but talk a little bit about, your style and approaches. And
So I mostly work with anxiety and trauma, and I have some out of the box ways that I work with people. Brain spotting is kind of my primary modality. I'm certified in brain spotting, and it's an offshoot of EMDR. So it's a lot to kind of get into right now, but brain spotting essentially is focused mindfulness to help process trauma that's sort of stuck in the body. I also do IFS informed parts work. So kind of helping a person get in touch with all the parts that have been protecting them for a very long time, and helping those parts kind of release the burdens that they're carrying so they can live life differently. And I also do trauma sensitive yoga. So I'm currently in my certification for, it's called TCTSY, Trauma Center Trauma Sensitive Yoga. And I don't know if anyone's been in a yoga class, but if you have, it's nothing like that. Trauma sensitive yoga, essentially, the research that's been done with it is people who've experienced severe trauma that has caused them to essentially disconnect from their body. And so trauma sensitive yoga invites people to have opportunities to re-experience their bodies. and make choices with their bodies based on what they're noticing interoceptively, if they notice anything interoceptively. So brain spotting, IFS informed parts work, and TCTSY are like my main modalities. I do in-person and video, and all of those things can be done with either. And it's good to note too that trauma sensitive yoga, you don't have to come in like yoga pants, or, you know, you can wear jeans, a t-shirt, it doesn't matter. You could be in your bed, you can be on the couch, you could be on a mat. You can do it anywhere, anytime. So it's very accessible.
It's not like coming to a workout class, fitness class, yoga class.
No, absolutely not. The purpose is not to work out. Purpose is not to work out at all. And it's interesting because it gives people the opportunity to notice, like, if they've been living life pushing themselves to meet those expectations, and then they can make the choice to maybe not do that and to listen to their body instead of following whatever they think they should be doing. So yeah, it's not a workout class.
You mentioned choice, and I think that's important. And I work in perinatal mental health, and a big part of that is women when they're in the hospital, especially if they're in a vulnerable state, either a doctor's visit or, they're actually delivering, the touch, sometimes people are just kind of touching them without giving them, asking for consent, or even just saying, this is what I'm about to do. So I think that what you're doing is very important, to offer the choice and explanation and consent about touch, or how their body's feeling, even towards them doing a certain behavior or movement, or what's being asked. So that's
And that's a good point too. So in trauma sensitive yoga, there is no touch. So there's no adjustments. You as the participant make whatever adjustments you make with your body, even if it goes against, for example, sometimes in workout classes, they say, don't put your knee in front of your toe, when you're like in a lunge or something like that. If you put your knee in front of your toe, whatever, like if it feels okay, if it feels like you can do that in your body, then that's fine. In a trauma sensitive yoga facilitation, which can be individual or it could be group, I will never leave my mat or my chair or wherever I am. So that's part of it being kind of like a trauma modality, is I won't engage in touch or physical adjustments.
Thank you for explaining that. And are you right now taking new clients for individual? Do you see individuals only? Do you do family or couples or anything like that?
So I mostly do individuals. Obviously, if I'm working with a teen or something like that, I could invite in the parent. However, I lean toward whatever the teen wants. So if they don't want to have their parent involved, their parent won't be involved. But if, they want to have them in there, then I'll do family style therapy. I don't do couples counseling, but I do work with parents on parenting. So if parents want to come in, if they have like a solid foundation in their relationship, but they want to come in maybe because their kid doesn't want to come to therapy or something like that, they can come and see me, and we can I can support them with whatever, they're working through parenting wise.
And you said you are open to new clients right now. And are
Yeah.
you, can you talk about what in terms of, do you do insurance, private pay, both?
So I'm private pay. It's an interesting area that I'm in. So I have a fee, and my fee is $170 for a 50-minute session. But if someone calls me for a consultation, so everyone who is interested, I can get to my contact info later, but they can email or call me and I set up a consultation, and it's free. I say it's like 10 to 15 minutes, but sometimes it can be like 20, 30 minutes. But I let them know my fee, and then I will ask, how does that feel for you? And if it feels like it's not an accessible amount of money to spend on therapy, then I will openly engage in like a negotiation about what fee we are both comfortable with. And then we move forward with that. I, also have my own personal limits, so that's why it's more of a conversation. But so I don't take insurance. Fees are negotiable, but I do have like my rate. I also offer super bills. So if someone has a PPO insurance plan more often than not, that insurance can pay for out-of-network services, either a percentage or they apply what you paid me to your deductible. So every month I give like a statement of how much that person has paid me, and that person can turn that into their insurance to get some money back.
Thank you for sharing that. I know with referrals, when I'm looking for referrals, those are the top questions. Is it virtual, in person? What's that kind of the typical client? And then tell us about fees and scheduling. It's another thing too. So that's
Yeah.
really cool, especially here if people are going to refer to you to kind of have those answered, because that will save everybody some time to be able to get it for you and for the client. And then aside from the individual or family work, do you do groups or any other services that you want to share about? I know you had something you wanted to talk about today.
So I don't do groups yet. And what I'm working on is, so part of my certification program for the TCTSY program is coming up with a project. And so my project was something I've been trying to figure out how the hell to do for a long time. So it was in the last few months that I heard about Pay What You Can. So Pay What You Can style of therapy or services is essentially a person can access services on a pay what they can basis, whether that's $0 or whether it's $100, it doesn't matter. So what I'm working on is a landing page on my website where people can access either pre-recorded or live TCTSY videos, so trauma center, trauma sensitive yoga videos on a donation basis. So a person can show up on that page on my website and there's a donate button, and they can choose to click that or not. But no matter if they donate or how much they donate or how often they donate, they have the same access to the resources as anyone else. That donate button currently can be found on my fees page on my website, and we can get to like the details of my website. It's on my fees page right now. If people want to donate kind of like a scholarship fund for folks who maybe can't or don't have the ability to pay anything. It's also not, necessary. I kind of am following out this dream, knowing that I may also not make any money off of it. And that's totally fine, because for me, it's accessibility. So that's what I'm working on. It will go live on my website mid-March. That's when I graduate the certification program. But I've been working on it every day. I'm recording videos, so I'll have a backlog of pre-recorded videos that'll be on there. And I'm just really excited to finally be able to get that out there and start really integrating like movement in a way that's accessible for everyone. And it's cool because these videos too aren't technically therapy. So that means anyone, anywhere can watch them, unless you're under 18. That's the only caveat right now. Of course, I don't control who can watch them or not, but just kind of a verbal disclaimer, you have to be over 18. Yeah, so that's what I'm working on, and I'm really excited. So kind of nervous, but yeah, it's really exciting.
Individual therapy, and you have this new offering that you're excited about. It'll be on your website. Is there any other type of resource or service that we didn't talk about that you want to make sure that the group knows about?
I have just a general resource page on my website as well, and that actually has a lot of links for the modalities that I use, as well as like specific kind of like more local resources for the neurodivergent community, as well as the LGBTQ community. And then I also run a Facebook group called Stanislaus County Therapist Network. So anyone in or around Stanislaus County, if you're an associate or a licensed mental health professional, join there. We have a running Google Doc of providers in the area that I pull from often, because, either people call me that don't fit within my niche or I'm full. So people can join that group if, again, you're licensed or pre-licensed and in the Stanislaus County area. And it's called Stanislaus County Therapist Network, and I'll tag it in the comments of this live video when it's posted.
Yeah, so make sure you check out the comments, because we're also going to have you put every place to find you. So social media, your website, your email, or whatever you feel is helpful. And then that Facebook group is really important too. But where can people find you if you want to just kind of verbally shout that out right now, and then we can tag it later in the comments.
So typically people reach out either email or phone. So people can call me at 209-534-0263. They can email me at brianna@inwavestm.com. And then my website is www.inwavestm.com.
In waves, INWAVES.
TM like therapy movement. TM. Yeah.
A very beautiful website.
Thank you. And one other thing that I actually did forget to mention, I offer, so I talked about anxiety. So sometimes anxiety blocks people from coming to therapy. So I like to, and this is explicitly laid out on my website, I call it like say less. So I can offer like nonverbal styles of therapy for people who come in and just can't, they just don't have the words, or, you know, are too anxious to like form words. So those people can reach out to me, email, because sometimes that's easier than phone call. And then also, you know, when they come into the office or video, I can engage them with modalities that don't require them to say much of anything at all after the assessment period.
I love that. I think that big fear for people is sometimes even reaching out to schedule the consult. And I forget sometimes that, you know, when I'm starting a new session with a client, how nervous they can be. Because I come in and it's like, you do this every day, right? And they come in and I'm really nervous. And it's, you know, they don't really know what to expect or how much pressure is on them. And we're really the guide. So the fact that you're, you know, making this something that's going to work for every different type of learning communication style is really great. So
yeah, I try and tell people I bring big sister energy into therapy, and you know, they can chill out on the beanbag with the squishmallows and the fidget basket. And yeah, I try to make it as welcoming and affirming of a space as possible.
it's great. I love it. And I'm so glad that you were here to share with everybody. And is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
Oh, I think that was everything. I think I got through everything, but if I feel like I missed anything, I'll put it in the comments.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, we can always do that. And if anyone has any questions, yeah, please just go ahead and reach out in the comments, and those questions will be answered. And thank you for watching. And any feedback you have for us too on this very first live event, you know, I think it went pretty smoothly. We had some hiccups with live, but we just made it work. You know, we're resourceful. We made it work. So we hope to see you guys for the next one. We have 2 more scheduled for this month. And thank you so much, Brianna, for being here.
Thank you. Bye.